Breaking news, the Seahawks have their quarterback. ESPN's Adam Schefter says former Vikings quarterback Sam Darnold reached an agreement today on a 3-year, $110.5 million contract with Seattle that includes $55 million guaranteed. That's about $36 million per year. Bump, your immediate reaction.
Let's get it. Got our quarterback, man. You know, a quarterback who fits this offense and what we think this offense is going to be, right? He ran a similar offense with the Minnesota Vikings. I think that this was priority number one, was to get Sam Darnold. And we talked about all the other possibilities, and I'm glad that they went this route. There is going to be some hesitancy from 12s to really buy into this, and I get it, right? Because the last two games of the season, my man folded. But now it's about supporting Sam Darnold. You got your quarterback. You need an offensive line. You need another receiver as well. But I like the move, man, and it's $36 million, and it sounds like it's going to be less than what Geno was asking for. And, yeah, it worked out, and I'm glad that they didn't take their time with this. You went and you got this done so you can start moving forward and just give Kubiak some direction. Could you imagine being Kubiak? You come over here like, okay, I got Geno, I got DK. Hold on, I don't have Geno, DK. Y'all better go get me a dang quarterback. So I'm happy for Kubiak.
I need one for my offense.
I need one. Actually, I do need a quarterback. You need a quarterback to play football.
You need it.
So no, I'm happy that there is a direction, and I'm interested to see if he can bring that game from Minnesota to the Northwest.
If you are just now joining us, former Vikings quarterback Sam Darnold is now quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. He signed a 3-year, $110.5 million contract, including $55 million guaranteed. This reported just a few minutes ago from ESPN's Adam Schefter. This deal comes out to $36 million per year. In Bump, earlier in the show, when you and I were having a conversation about what's the next move at quarterback, turns out we get an answer like 30 minutes later. But
love when that happens.
A lot of people on the Mac and Jacks text line were saying, God, I was already worried about paying Geno. Then they traded him. I don't want to pay someone else. Why, for you, is it the right decision for Seattle to pay Sam Darnold?
I like the contract. It's only $36 million a year. And remember, you and I were having conversations at the end of last year talking about Darnold's going to get like 50 out of this whole thing.
I thought,
yeah,
in week 14.
Oh, yeah, we thought he was getting 50 of them things,
yeah,
right? But end up getting 36. It's a friendly deal. It's what, 3-year contract, and you're committed to him, but it's not like you're breaking the bank. You got 55 guaranteed, and it still allows you to move. It still allows you to go get an offensive lineman, to maybe go get a receiver. Who knows? But I like the move. This is the one that I wanted to go down. Thank you for listening to me, John Schneider, and giving this team some directions. I think that's huge.
Schneider actually just made an update to his initial report. It's a 3-year, $100.5 million deal. That's $33 million per year, not 36.
Okay, let's bring it down.
I feel like I just girl mathed this deal where I'm like, I basically made money signing Sam Darnold. You know what I mean? They were like, you know, if we take out $3 million per year, I'm like, wow, I'm getting Sam for free. No, I to build off of what you're saying, I really like the example that Mike and Brock were using this morning. Everyone points to the Alex Smith situation with Kansas City because not only was Kansas City still able to win with Alex Smith there, I think he won a playoff game with them, but obviously what came from that was a dynasty, finding their quarterback of the future, and he was able to sit behind him. I don't know that Seattle is trying to model any organization after that. I don't think so. I think what they're doing, though, is finding a way to still serve fans. How can we make sure that when you buy your season tickets, that when you go to these games, that when you pay hundreds of dollars to attend with your family, you can feel like there's a win? Like there is a win that can be there. And I also just think John Schneider's immensely competitive. You know him. I don't think he wants to tank. I don't think he has any interest in losing a lot. Having Sam here lets you do that while also looking to the future. This is a 3-year deal. This is $33 million. This is not betting the farm on Sam Darnold to take you to a Super Bowl. This is saying, we believe in you. We think we can win with you, but we're focused on building up this offense. It feels like from scratch. We know the direction they want to go in, though.
Yeah, and it's a friendly deal. $33 million. Geno's asking for $45 million. He's probably going to get that with the Vegas Raiders. You have Sam Darnold, who's a younger player. You can help mold and develop him. I just like this situation. I like it better than a Justin Fields move. I like it better than relying on a rookie in the draft. I like it better than trying to bring over the old homie Kirk Cousins. So be it. Look, it's a gamble. Every move you make in sports, whether it's signing new or hiring new coaches, signing new players, hitting the draft, it's a gamble. I'm not sitting here and guarantee that this is going to work out, but I think that out of all the names that I just mentioned, he gives you the best chance to win football games. It was either Geno or him. And I think maybe Geno, I like I would have preferred to have Geno here because I feel like he can handle pressure, right? But the same way we're talking about Geno and we're pointing out his flaws and, well, he turns the football over. Okay, well, let him go. Let's bring over a young man who didn't turn over the football as much as Geno did at the end of the season. There's still some things that Sam Darnold needs to work on.
Yes.
And I think that Kubiak is looking at him and Mike McDonald's looking at him and saying, we can help him grow here. We can put you in a quarterback-friendly offense and help you grow. Now it's about supporting him with the run game. You got to get this run game going. You need another receiver. 18 looks a bit different to me now, the number 18 pick. If Sam Darnold was not, signed to the Seattle Seahawks, I'd be looking at 18 and saying you probably got to get Jackson Dart if he is there. So now I'm looking at 18 and thinking to myself, you can just get the best player. Just get the best player you think is available. Go ahead and hit free agency and get yourself an offensive lineman. But it feels like there's been some pressure taken off of that pick.
Speaking of getting the best player and just trying to add a lot of talent, I'm going to go to this text from the Mac and Jacks text line. What are we doing, says the 253. We're still just a middle-of-the-road team with this move. Respectfully, the Seahawks were going to be a middle-of-the-road team without this move.
Yeah.
In fact, you were potentially going to be a very bad team without this move. I think if you were to start a rookie behind an offensive line that you didn't rebuild, you were going to be a bad team. I think that if you were to, go bargain shopping in free agency and get just anyone, you were going to be a bad team. I think that what Seattle needs to do, and what it certainly feels like their plan is, we need more talent. We need to get blue chip guys. We need to hit in the draft. We need to find success here. It's why I think that John Schneider's probably excited to have a lot of bites at the apple. Someone else very fairly pointed out, well, they only have one pick in like the top 45 or so selections. Correct, 18 overall, and then they've got 50, 52. And then I think, I forget the other one, 92, 90 and 92. However, that is still a lot to work with in a draft where there's quite a bit of talent concentrated on day 2. This is the year where Seattle tries to build its way out of the middle of the pack. Nothing was going to change today, tomorrow, the next day, unless you were going to trade for Josh Allen and his $250 million guaranteed contract.
Yeah.
You were otherwise the same.
You still got to prove it, right? This gives you a bit more optimism about just the path in the future in which you're going. Because at one point, I felt like this team was a leaf blowing in the wind. Just the wind is taking you wherever. There's really no direction, but at least there's direction now. So when you do pick up a quarterback, you start to think about your install and how you're going to use him. You're watching film, how you're going to support him. It just gives you direction. The direction this team is headed is not guaranteed. They can come out and win 9-10 games again next year, but at least you have direction. You're starting to build. And I think that's what gets me excited during the offseason is when you see a team start to build and they add another piece and you start to get a direction or feel or see a direction in which they're going. So, no, there is some optimism here with me with Sam Darnold. You know, I wanted him. But he's still got to prove some stuff, and that's why you have coaches. That's why you have teammates to help support and help this young man grow.
All right, if you're just joining us, breaking news from Adam Schefter. About 15 minutes ago, former Vikings quarterback Sam Darnold reached an agreement today on a 3-year, $100.5 million deal with the Seattle Seahawks, including $55 million guaranteed. It's a deal that will ultimately pay Sam an average annual value of $33 million per year, significantly less than reports of Geno's request for a new deal. Bump, last minute, and then we're going to talk about Sam's fit in this offense and kind of what you've learned about watching Kubiak's film and stuff. What do you think the bet that John is making is? I saw someone suggest, you could pay more for a sure thing with Geno, or you could gamble on Sam working out. Like, what's the bet?
Whose season are you taking? Geno's season last year or Sam Darnold's season last year? You're probably taking Sam Darnold. That's why it's the text lines are just crazy because it's like you're danged if you do, you're danged if you don't. Like, I understand Geno's flaws or whatnot, but Sam Darnold had a better year than Geno last year, and you're getting him for cheaper.